Oh, I can see there's been a lot of chaos for me since the last time I've seen you guys done a podcast, to say the least. I officially moved into a new apartment, man. It was pretty freaking cool if you think about it. But there's a but to this, the bad stuff. My Packers choked in the playoffs once again. With that being said, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Lucas E. Allen at 1018 on YouTube, with all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. With your Friday Night Smackdown, January 2nd, 2026 review. I know Smackdown for the 9th of January took place, obviously, a couple of weekdays ago. Friday, today's Sunday, obviously. What can you say, man? A lot of freaking chaos in my life, man. Let's talk about your fucking favorite football team chokes a major freaking second half. 21, was it the 3 lead in the second half or 21-6, one or the other? It was 21-3. It was a 3-possession game by halftime. Ultimately choked that choke job, an epic choke job in the playoffs. And once again, man. Man, it is what it is. To say the least, congratulations, Bears. You put up a good game if you ask me to say the least. It's a very fun game, but heartbreaking as a Packers fan, to say the least. Let's not discuss that right now, shall we not? I'm just freaking disappointed once again, man. In my football team. But it is what it is. We're not discussing any football today, though. We're discussing professional wrestling, obviously. I said your Smackdown, January 2nd, 2026. Before we get into that, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Lucas C. Allen. Watch on YouTube today. Click the like button today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell for post notifications and up on YouTube. And all these kindly look at my Friday Night Smackdown, January 2nd, 2026 review. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing, a comment, and also a 5-star rating would be very nice as well, to say the least. Now let's get started with your Smackdown review today, shall we, for January 2nd, not January 9th, January 2nd of 2026. Man, I'm looking forward to discussing Smackdown next week for the 9th of January of 2026. Obviously, Drew McIntyre won the Undisputed WWE Championship. We'll discuss that then, no, to say the least. Let's get started, man. As Corey Graves and Michael Cole, the SmackDown commentary group for this week, we're trying to give an introduction to the show until The Miz interrupted and said he don't get to celebrate, or we don't get to celebrate as a fan, as a new year, until he airs his grievances for 2025. He said not being a part of John Cena's retirement tour was a huge mistake. He insulted the fans and said he deserves everyone's respect. He also brought up the Tiny Balls allegations. I can't fucking stand those gimmick, but whatever. Among other grievances, this is when Randy Orton's music hit. He obviously made a SmackDown return to a big pop in the crowd. The Miz didn't seem all upset. They're upset to see him and even tried to get the crowd to cheer for him, louder for him. The Miz tried to bring Orton into his rant and said they are the locker room leaders now. Yeah, sure, Miz. He also suggested a former tag team, Miz K. Joy Eldridge. Kind of like RK Bro, him and Randy Orton, Matt Riddle. Remember that shit? Dear God, awful stuff if you ask me. Orton didn't say a word and then he just hit an RKO, which got the biggest pop of the entire segment. He picked him up and wished him a happy new year for hitting another RKO. A big fat C is your grade. People somehow like this way to introduce Randy Orton back to the company. Granted, he wasn't away for very long, but still. I did like backstage, though, he teased basically Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes lost his championship the following week on SmackDown. But essentially, taking on Cody Rhodes, a shot at the Undisputed WWE Championship again. And I like that. I would say be the WrestleMania opponent for Cody Rhodes, but I don't know, man. We ain't find out that to say at least. But I like this. Not that I like this segment. This segment was fucking forgettable. Because worst thing on the show, nonetheless. A big, fat fucking C to start your show. That is not good. That is simply not ideal if you're Paul Levesque. This did nothing for me. I'm sorry. I can't wait to already change the channel already, man. That's not good for a SmackDown show that's been bad all fucking year in 2025. But it is what it is. A big fat C is your grade. Moving on to Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Defeat the Kabuki Warriors. At this point, the reign defends WWE Women's Tag Team Champions when they lost those titles on Raw. Discuss that in the next review, obviously. Asuka and Kairi Sane and Nia Jax and Last Legend defeat those girls. Me and Rhea, Io, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, obviously. This gets a C+. You know me, I hate 8-woman tags. Hate a lot of 8-man tags, honestly. I hate them all. I hate anything multi-freaking tag team matches like 6-man tags or 6-woman tags in this scenario, or 8-man tags or 8-woman tags, you name it. Not a fan of them to say the least. Not a fan whatsoever fucking ever, in all honesty. This did nothing for me, as you can freaking tell probably. Just because it's a female wrestling match, it means it gets a free pass, man. I don't care. 8 women, 8 men, 6 women, 6 men, you name it. I fucking hate them all. I hate them. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say, man? This gets a C+. It's not a bad match, per se. I'd be generous a little bit, but still, it's a C+ is your grade. Shall I move on to more filler? You know, this is an okay match. Matt Cardona made his SmackDown return. That is Matt Cardona, not Zack Ryder. I fucking love that, by the way. Don't know why he was Zack Ryder to begin with. Probably because he was in a John Cena last time is now a tournament, but still, I don't fucking know at this rate. But Matt Cardona made his WWE return as Matt Cardona officially and defeats Kit Wilson. This gets a C+. Now, I'm actually not a bad grade for taking a quit with Kit Wilson. Not a bad grade. It's not a bad match. It's great to see Matt Cardona back in a win. It's his first win back. Obviously, he lost as Zack Ryder to LA Knight the last time is now a tournament. But still, man, this gets a C+. He's facing Trick Williams will be not the 9th of January, but the 16th of January. Or as well, I'm tournament for kind of number contender for United's Undisputed WWE Championship. He's facing Trick Williams. There you go. That's gonna be freaking fun to say the least. Matt Cardona probably will lose though. Whatever, man. But this gets a C+. It was an okay match. It's nothing special other than that. No, after a break, Sami Zayn made his way to the ring. In street clothes, he talked about his fun he made. Enjoyed the show from the front row with his son when John Cena retired. He said his son asking him for so many times that he has he won a world championship got to him. He declared that that's finally him for to chase the title that has looted his career. But that led to Trick Williams interrupting him. He introduced himself to Zayn and called himself the combination of Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, and Michael Jackson. 2 MJs and 1 MT, man. The initials, obviously. Williams said that he wants to be world champion too, and it won't take him 20 years like Zayn did for Sami Zayn. I don't like that line, honestly. Zayn said he knows Williams is good, but he isn't afraid to humble him and teach him a lesson. Zayn left the ring without any fighting, but it's clear it'll be Trick's first Friday Night Smackdown. It was to say the least. This gets a C+, man. Didn't mind this whatsoever. It wasn't okay. I don't think we needed this. I don't think we needed this whatsoever, but still. It was fine for what it is. This is a very filler segment. We're going to get to anything above the C+ on this show. Not good, Paul Levesque. Not good for your first SmackDown in the new year. That is 3 fucking hours. Not good at all. This wasn't bad. It was just a C+. No, more mid. This is all freaking mid to me. People understand social media. This SmackDown was a hit home run, man. A 3-hour SmackDown. Granted, we got new faces like Trick Williams, Jordan Grace, and that's good and all. But it all comes down to booking, you stupid fucks. We don't understand that. How they book these wrestlers like Trick Williams, Jordan Grace. It's cool and all to see new faces on this show. Doesn't mean we get to get free passes to new faces without any bad booking. This segment did nothing for me. Nothing. Good to see Trick on SmackDown up to the main roster. That's freaking well overdue at this rate. But still, this gets a C+. I might Trick Williams and Sami Zayn, but that'd be freaking fun if you ask me. But this did nothing for me. It really didn't, to say the least. And on to more United States Championship Open challenges for the men's side of things. Carmelo Hayes, reigning defense, like I said, WWE Men's United States Champion. Defeats Johnny Gargano, the first good thing on this show. He used Johnny Gargano to retain the WWE Men's United States Championship. This gets a B+, a freaking banger match. Very fun match if you ask me from Carmelo Hayes and Johnny Gargano. Now, I heard also a rumor Tommaso Ciampa is Johnny Gargano's partner, obviously. I heard, honestly, that he has released some demos. He got released or his contract ran up one or the other. But I heard that DIY is basically probably breaking up soon, not even having like a payoff at that. Like there's no Tommaso Ciampa heel turn, no Johnny Gargano heel turn on anybody. You're just going to release Tommaso Ciampa or to not renew Tommaso Ciampa's contract. That is a fucking crime. The dude is he was one of the biggest heels in all the industry in 2018 when he turned heel on Johnny Gargano and came out with no music and stuff. That shit was fucking phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Now he's just fucking gone. It was a bad booking, man. That's the thing. People like him, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano get good booking under Triple H on the main roster. This did nothing. They didn't accomplish anything, those two guys, Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. So it's kind of a shame to hear about that. But this, I'm like Johnny Gargano going on a potential run here as a singles wrestler. That's always great for me. Big Johnny fan. But still, I don't know if that's going to lead to much of anything. And him and his wife, Candice LeRae, dude, they're doing nothing with those two. It makes me think of when Gargano's contract expires, he's probably gone from the company too. Makes you think that, probably. Makes you think that for sure. This is a fun match, though, Hayes and Johnny Gargano. Very much enjoy this match, so to say, at least. This gets a B+. And honestly, with introducing a Trick Williams to SmackDown, you look like a potential United States Championship on Trick Williams in a match for Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Probably for even more bigger implications in the following years, to say at least. But this is pretty fun. Give it a B+ between Carmelo Hayes and Johnny Gargano for United States Championship. Moving on to Cody Rhodes. At this point, the reigning defending undisputed WWE Champion came out to gave a promo about his mentality about being the undisputed WWE Champion at this point for now. He said nobody works as hard as prepared as he is for what's to come. Drew McIntyre finally appeared, and he was on a big screen in front of Rhodes' bus instead of joining him in the ring. He said the first stage, when the 3 stages of Hell match took place on SmackDown this past Friday night, be a standard wrestling match, and the second match be a Falls Count Anywhere match, and the third match would be a steel cage match. McIntyre revealed that he took a picture of Cody and Dusty Rhodes from his tour bus, and then stomped on it. That was pretty badass if you ask me. Rhodes took off to find him backstage, and the cameras followed him. McIntyre ended up tricking him. Had Trick Williams trick it. You see what I did there? No? Sorry. Tricking him and showed him in the ring with a garbage can. This was freaking pretty good if you ask me. Not like a B+ grade, but definitely right below as a B and a B. I actually like this. I like this segment quite. But one of the better segments that we got this whole Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre feud for the undisputed WWE Championship. I like this quite, man. Coming up next, we got obviously that took place this past Friday night or Friday afternoon during the day. Obviously, it was in Berlin, Germany. Obviously, yeah. Drew McIntyre is the new undisputed WWE Champion. We'll discuss the next SmackDown review for the following review after this one for SmackDown reviews, to say at least. But this segment was pretty fun. I gotta be honest, give it a B. But on the better McIntyre and Rhodes segments, if you ask me, give it a B. Yeah, one men's United States Championship match. Now I got a women's United States Championship match. Julia defeats Chelsea Green to win back to WWE Women's United States Championship. Gave this a C+. Okay, match to say at least. I love Julia. I love Chelsea. But what was the point of taking a title off Julia in 90 seconds? Granted, they're trying to realizing the wrongs there and probably hopefully fixing Julia. But also, they started next week on SmackDown on the 9th of January, obviously. Already off to a pretty decent start there, her defeating Alexa Bliss from Women's United States title. One of the bigger babyfaces in that women's division, Alexa Bliss. Probably the biggest babyface if you ask me. Other than Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. Right below you got Alexa Bliss and bigger babyfaces in that women's division. Well, over with the crowd as hell, by the way. But this was okay. I prefer a next match, obviously Julia and Alexa Bliss, but still. This gets a C plus and great. This hopefully start a new, better run compared to the first one, the Women's United States title for Julia. Hopefully she could be the better women's reign here for me on Women's United States title. Because up to this point with Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega and Julia, nothing has come out of this championship at any good reigns, to say the least. And that's not the talent's fault. That is creative's fault. Road Dogg, we're going to blame Triple H, whatever you want to blame at all. I'm just going to blame Triple H because the final say, obviously. But this was pretty decent, if you ask me. Give it a C+. Nothing like any bigger than that, to say the least. On to your main event, though. Damian Priest. Already up to the main event, about 15.5 minutes on this podcast. Damian Priest, in the main event, defeats Aleister Black in a main event in an ambulance match. Tied for the best grand on the show to B+. This was pretty good. I like this ambulance quite a bit. Ambulance match, to say the least. I could have done on Zelina Vega looking like a complete utter punching bag to Rhea Ripley. You know, it's kind of realistic if you ask me. I think we needed that whatsoever, but still. I'd rather have Aleister Black, but then again, you have an ambulance match would probably pay off here between Priest and Black's feud. Slight quotes there, not like there's much of a feud here, honestly. At least gets a main event on a 3-hour show, if you ask me. It's against an ambulance match. Of course it should be main event in a better standard television show. Give us a B+, a very fun main event, if you ask me, though. And then this is nothing else at all that came out of this, though. We don't know what Damian Priest is going to feud next. We don't know what Rhea Ripley's going to feud. Well, Rhea Ripley, we all know, but she's going to be with the women's tag team champs with Io Sky. However, Zelina Vega or Aleister Black are going to go for, I don't know, man. Comes down to booking, obviously. God knows what Triple H can do with talents like Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, even Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest to a point. But then I like this ambulance match quite a bit. Tied for best grand on the show to B+. As the overall show grade for Friday Night Smackdown, January 2nd, 2026, is a B-. Not a bad show, but not like a home run like these people online were saying, man. This was not a home run at all. Was it decent? I'll give you decent at best. Nothing more other than that. It was decent for what it was, but that's just what it was. He was saying it's a better show than Raw. I think they're both the same. Raw for obviously January 5th of 2026. I think they're both the same, honestly. Both shows are freaking overhyped to be something that was not. That's a good old community, and also the freaking WWE Free God, obviously. And this gets us B+ for main event, as your overall show grade for Friday Night Smackdown January 2nd, 2026 is a B-. And that is your Friday Night Smackdown January 2nd, 2026 review on this channel and all this podcast platform. Lucas C. Allen Show, to say the least. Lucas C. Allen 1080 on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Lucas C. Allen 1080 on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas C. Allen Show. With your Friday Night Smackdown January 2nd, 2026. Today being your Sunday, January 11th of 2025. I'm so sorry for 2026, excuse me. I am so sorry, boys and girls, that I put this review out so late after the 2nd of January, being 11th of today, January 2026. Just a lot of bullshit I deal with, man. I know life. As Miley Cyrus, one of my favorite people in all with women, to say at least, and her Mercedes, and my girls. Life's a climb, but the view is great, obviously. And it's hopefully get better in the end, to say at least. We just got an apartment, though. Hey, but to be honest, it's step one from there. Not that it doesn't help me with my Packers choking in the playoffs to the fucking division rival Bears. Doesn't help with that at all, but whatever, man. It is what it is, man. I'm going to move on eventually. It's going to stay for a long time. Don't get me wrong, especially with all the expectations this team had during the season. But it is what it is, to say the least. Enough football talk, shall we? Also, one more announcement I gotta make. Second YouTube channel, Lucas C. Allen. At the end of the month, I hope it'll be more content before the end of the month of January. I'm going to be doing obviously, I've been thinking about doing like my top 10 January of 2026 matches on your second YouTube channel, Lucas C. Allen. So stay tuned for that to say. It's not going to be any audio platforms, though. It's not going to be on Lucas C. Allen show to say. It's going to be on strictly the second channel, Lucas E. Allen. That's all I forgot for you to say. Hopefully, knock on wood. Knocking on a bad tote here to say at least. Hopefully I have some more content. So I know I'm going head to head basically with Bills, at least the time I was recording, obviously. Bills and Jaguars wildcard weekend for Sunday. Hope I'm doing more content because I've been literally not doing much content. I've been doing reels and YouTube shorts and TikToks and also Instagram reels, but still. You get the point. Enough blabbing, right, Lucas? Like, Lucas, shut the fuck up. I know, people. Until next time, just be next to my peace, love, I am out. Take care. Love you all big time to say the least.